Hello, beautiful star family. I've just had so many cool things happen to me today that I felt compelled to share them. Firstly, it is official. We have launched our channel and we have launched our PayPal. Alder and I have started our own um, artistic adventure. Our company is called Artistic Revolution. And we're really excited about it. I got the PayPal and everything set up, and I started our YouTube channel, and then we're just gonna have to like continue with some other things, like we'll have to get business cards and things like that. But we're really excited. And the coolest part was that the night before, I think it was, I was scrolling through Craigslist and I saw that they had an ad for the flea market that we're going to be selling at this summer. And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, "How exciting." And they're trying to do like a pre kickoff in April, and so they were like calling all like local, people that want to participate. And so Alder was sleeping when I saw it, and then I woke up in the morning and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "I saw the flea market." And I'm like, "I saw that too last night." I'm like, "Oh, it's fate, baby." So we're really, 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 really excited. And our company is Artistic Revolution. Artistic Revolution. And it's exciting because I mean, we went through so many names. I can't even tell you how many names we came up with, or would be like, "Yeah, that's brilliant." And there's like, of course, like a gazillion people had it, or it was like in a different like context, and we didn't want to like be put in that. And so we're like, "What are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this?" Um, and then these words kept coming back to me, certain words kept coming back to me, art and revolution, and then I researched it, and there was an actual period of time in history that was called the Artistic Revolution. And it was when art started to become, not just like whatever was accepted or whatever. It was just like, it became like this revolution. And we felt like that's perfect for us because we do spiritual art, of course, and we create spiritual healing tools and things like that. However, we also like to make things that have nothing to do with our spirit work, and or we'll come across some cool stuff that I'm like, that's not for me, but I feel like we're supposed to, we're the custodian of that item until the person gets it. And I'm just really excited. And a lot of people have been talking about the flea market. I've been hearing, and I've been kind of like dropping little things here. And I know, like, once I just know how I am and how I talk to people and stuff. And I know, like, once we're doing it and we're out there, that, there's no stopping us. No stopping. Yeah. Really doesn't matter. Um, I'm honestly like in just awe of everything that's happened. And today we went to Crescent Lake and had a really cool adventure. We had some really awesome exchanges with some elder trees, really, really old elder trees. One tree, I mean, Alder's like, I don't know, he's got to be 1,000. I'm like, no, I'm like, come on. It was an old tree that was like knocked over, but just really exciting. And, yeah, I just feel like everything's coming together. I'm getting really excited. Oh, and so if you are so inclined, if you would like to contribute, we would really love it if you could help us with the étagère, because I want it so bad and I feel like we're meant to have it. And, like I said before, I just don't want to borrow money against our equity. It just feels really weird to borrow money against our equity for a piece of furniture. I know it's a vintage gem, but at the same time, I'm like, "Ugh." But I know a lot of you always ask about, donations or how you can contribute, to all the work that I do on my channels and to help support us in our new home and our new spiritual center that we're, building. So if you would like to do that, it is now set up. You can go to the About section. We have a PayPal and a Venmo. Um, So you'll see the Venmo just because it says Magical Medium Venmo, and then it says PayPal Artistic Revolution. We had to do it that way because I don't have a bank. Alder has a bank, and PayPal's like super picky about like super things, these little things. So they had to put his real legal name on there, which is Edward Gustall, which is fine, but he goes by Alder. So if you see it, you'll see that. But I put like a little comment in there in our pictures, it's us, kind of thing, until we can figure out how to do that. We've been talking about switching banks anyway and starting a joint account. So we'll figure it out. But, he and I, we just kind of go with the flow, whatever comes our way, whoever works and makes money, we just like help out the family um, any way we can. So yeah, I would really be in gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you for anything that you can contribute. Even $5 makes a huge difference, towards um, going towards our goals and our dreams. But I've been on the search for something like this piece of furniture for a really long time. It's going to be in the shorts. I don't think I mean, I only have a picture of it, but as of this moment, it is still up for sale. Um, but it is a beauty. It is a beauty. So it'll be in the shorts. You'll see it. You can't miss it. But it's insane that it's only $250. I've been researching it and like the year and like and everything it is, and it's kind of unheard of to find a piece of furniture like that for $250. And it's like I've already like pictured like my crystal ball on there, my disco ball, and like our crystals and like all of my decks and stuff. And I'm like, I just know it. I'm like, it's got to be. If not, it's going to be something similar to that. But I have to get something. I've had things where like I have bookshelves or whatever, but I'm like, no, man, I'm too fucking witchy. Especially now, if you could see like the house is really coming together. And I think I might have told you guys that our new wood stove is so cool and old and like witchy and black and like wrought iron. It's really cool. So um I feel like it'll just kind of fit in. And we got this other piece of furniture very similar to that, except for it's like an old, like it's kind of like a secretary desk meets like a what do they call it? Like a curio cabinet or whatever. It's really cool. Now the last thing we need, like we need because we need for like, the one thing about the cabin is there's only one closet in the entire place. And so, you have to, and there's no cabinets. No, I had them rip the kitchen out. The kitchen was just like old and icky and just gross. And so I had him rip the kitchen out, and I have since come to this awesome idea. Wait till you guys see it. I'm going to do lots of before and afters. I'll walk you through it. I haven't posted anything yet because I feel like I don't want to post. There's definitely going to be like a playlist for that at some point, so people can watch the evolution of it. And I'll start putting like, shorts out about it and things like that. But maybe it's the old witch in me, but I'm just like, until we're like fully living there, I feel like I don't want to release them. I feel like once we're in there and it's whatever, then, and it'll be more fun because I'll be further along too, and I'll be able to do more videos, because right now I probably have about maybe 5 videos, maybe 10, and then a few shorts or something since we've been in the process of this for 8 months. 8 months! It's been going on for 8 months. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy. That means we've been home free and off the grid for 9 months. No electricity or running water for 9 months. But we've made it happen. We made it happen. I've got a lantern right here. I got a candle right here. We've learned so much. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of my husband and Bubba, and just like, oh man, we've taken our licks in stride. Like we've just been, like going along and going along. And it's interesting because we've had moments where it's been, really, 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 really tough. And then we've had moments where I'm like, this is kind of cool. And I'm glad we did it this way because it's definitely made us stronger. And I feel like now also, we learned that, we're really, really high up, and it's very there. You have to kind of go, it's like a winding road, but then there's like this, and then like a this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Oh my gosh. When we had that ice storm, it was like a skating rink. Like we would not be able to leave. Like now we know we learned so much about like what it's like to live up here like during a snowstorm. So, you know, and the whole way this whole thing has happened, it's been so beautiful. It's been so magical. And today I ran into a friend of mine and she's like, "Man, she's like, you are so patient." And I said, I've been thinking about that. I go, "But this place really humbled us and made us patient." Like we needed it, both of us, Alder and myself and Baba. Like we've all learned so much about ourselves. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. I feel like there's like a book in the making about this. I feel like it's just a really great story. All the way around. It's just a really good story. And we got to live it. And I feel really, really blessed. I just put a bunch of oil in my hair. I keep putting oil in my hair. That's how dry my hair is that I don't know how many of my videos you watch, but I've been putting oil in my hair for like a week. And then I put it up in a bun and stuff. And I'm just trying to really soften it up. But that's how much it's soaking up. But that's good because by the time I color it, um, it'll be healthy. But anyway, so it's just been really cool. And when we were at Lake Crescent today, I just had this moment, and the craziest thing is like I remember when we were living on the southeast side of the peninsula, at the bottom of the Sound, we would have these moments where when we would take trips up here, or we were like, oh, we want to go to this place or that place. And we're like, oh, it's this many hours away or it's that many hours away. And so today when we went to Crescent Lake, we were kind of like putzing around on our, on the way there, we always kind of like stop here, stop there, take pictures or whatever. I got some great footage of these ducks today. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And I'm going to put some duck spirit medicine there because it was really good. And it's all about, ducks are all about letting it roll off your back, let the shit roll off your back. And I just had this moment where we were driving back and I go, "Oh my gosh." And he goes, "What?" I go, "We're already, in town. Like there's like this one town right before our town." And I was like, "We're already here." And I said, "Remember when we were leaving Lake Crescent?" And I said it was 3:30. I go, "It's 3:57." I'm like, "It only took us a half an hour." I go, "We're like less than an hour." I go, "We're like 45 minutes from that lake." And it's just really magical and beautiful. And I was just like, it's so cool. Like we're realizing, and experiencing like this side of the peninsula, like really getting to experience it because the south side we experienced a lot. If we wanted to go to, the coast, we would, go across through Aberdeen and, all that stuff. But now it's like, we're going, through Squim and Port Angeles and, going through all that. And it's like now we're like up here. It's just so surreal, but really cool. And I was like, babe, I'm like, we are living our dream. I'm like, we've been talking about this for 7 years, almost 8 years, almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years this summer that we've been talking about doing this. And I said, and we're here and we're so close and it's so exciting. And thank you guys for your support and thank you for being here. It's been hard. It's been way more expensive than we had any idea. But we learned we're not homeowners and now we're doing this rent to buy. So it's a very cool experience. You realize like how much you have to do and just all the things that have happened with the cabin. We've either been side by side with our landlord or like, we've had to do things ourselves, because he's like, there's only certain things he was willing to do because he was willing to just put it, together as like a rental. But I was like, if I'm going to live here, like really live here for years, I'm like, I want to do it right. Like, why would we like just fix it, just do like half-assed and whatever. I'm like, why wouldn't we just do it now? So like, I'm always out there looking for free materials, yeah, I mean, I just don't tell you guys everything, but it's been pretty intense. I mean, I tell you all the emotional drama, but man, I said, Alder, we're so blessed. I remember when my family was so fucking worried about me. I had this moment with my friend today, and I said, let me preface this by saying this isn't like a haha or whatever. This is just how much I've always known about myself that I was going to be okay. I remember one time when I was with my family, and they're like, well, we worry about you because, you're such a loose cannon and you're always running from here to there and you're living in that state and doing this job. And, you get sick of that and you move on to this and you move on to that. And I'm like, that's just me. That's just how I roll, man. I'm like this. They're like, yeah, we're just worried. Like when you're old, like you're not gonna be able to take care of yourself. And I remember my brother even saying to me one time, he's like, look at us now. He's like, we're in our 40s. Like, they're like trying to school me. And he's like, or however old they were, 30s, 40s. And he goes, we're 50's right around the corner. And he's like, we're going to be able to retire. We're going to, be able to do whatever we want to do because of all the hard work we put in, because we weren't just running around since we've been young. We've been, blah, blah, blah. And we're gonna achieve our dream, and we're gonna be able to retire when we're 55 and 60 years old. And I was like, well, that's awesome. I'm like, good for you. I'm like, whatever. And I just had this moment where I thought today, I'm like, well, I'm 51 and I'm about to move into like one of the coolest fucking little houses up on a hill. Like, in my manifestation book from like almost 8 years ago, we have almost every single thing that we wanted. I mean, there's a few things that aren't perfect, but either way, I mean, even if this ends up being like an investment property or something, I thought to myself, we fucking did it, man. I mean, I did it with my partner, but I'm saying like I achieved it and I got love too. I got it all. And I thought to myself, this is how it is. If you really want something, you have to work hard for it, but it's not always instantaneous. Sometimes it takes a really long time. And I think it's been cool that my journey's been, all over the place and kind of fucked up and because that's where you learn the lessons. I had this great conversation with a soul sister that I almost said sister witch. I meant to say soul and sister and witch at the same time, but she is. And we just had this moment, and I realized, I was like, you know, sometimes when we have things that we can't understand, this compelling feeling like we have to do something, sometimes you just have to do it, and that's okay. But if you have a feeling that's like, are you trying to overcome fear, or are you trying to, run away from something? And I know that's a little cryptic, but I feel like you'll get it if you know what I'm saying. And so when you're making decisions, you have to ask yourself, it's like, if you feel sick because you're scared, but you know you should do it, and the sickness is that your butterfly is scared, and then other times it's like you feel sick, like you're going to throw up, or you're like, this just feels wrong, this just feels wrong. Listen to that. Listen to that. That's your intuition. Listen how quiet it is in my house. Listen to that silence, that quiet inside of you. Now, I don't own this house yet, but I'm in the process. And either way, even if we do end up just renting it or whatever happens, I just realized, I'm like, I made it. And I made it where I wanted to be, even though I didn't know this is where I wanted to be. And I wouldn't change anything. And the path has been tough, but it's been so great. And I'm so proud of Alder and myself and Bubba. And it's been a cool time, man. And I'm excited to share with you guys like what it's going to look like. By the way, so the kitchen, I had them tear all the cabinets out. And there's this, whoever built this, originally it was just a small little one bedroom with a loft. And then they built on this master bedroom that has this walk-in closet. Well, the master bedroom with the walk-in closet is what we're turning the studio into. And there's a wall between that. It's like, say, basically you walk in the front door, and to your right is a big open space, and to your left is a small space and a wood stove. Because before it was just a wall and a wood stove and like a space to maybe put a couch or whatever, and the space to the right was the kitchen. But what I did is I had them rip out the kitchen because there's this great window there and it's so beautiful. The issue is that the front door is like in the middle. You can't, it's hard to make a space. And because of where the bedroom is and the loft, the wall for the bedroom, it's like it just doesn't, so I'm like, I got to get fucking creative. And so now I've turned it into like a great room. Even though the front door is in the middle there, I turned it into a great room. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take that big window and I'm going to have a couch. I'm going to cut that room in half. That was once the kitchen. And I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to have half of it in front of the big, beautiful pane window with the view. I'm going to have the couch. And then I'm trying to get some money together to also get a table. But what I want to get is like a buffet, something that I could put behind the couch, and then it's so I could put cool shit there, and then but then like where I can put doors and stuff, and I can put plates and things and stuff in there. And then we have this big table that we got from a big free pile, and it's one of those like big pub style, I think they call it, like tables with like high chairs. It's really big though. It's really big. It's like one of the bigger ones I've ever seen. And we're not really going to use the chairs so much. Like we'll have them around if we want to utilize it that way. But instead, we're going to use it as like the main, like the island of the kitchen. And then, um, and then I'm also going to put the stove. We're just using a propane stove for now until we can afford a stove. But so we're gonna put like our cooking stove, like our little camper stove, on the table, and then like I'm gonna put the propane underneath, and I'm gonna put like a little skirt around it. It's gonna be so cute. And then like I'll have like my spices and everything there, where I can cook there and I can prep and everything. And then on the wall, that's like where the windows are. That's like across from it, where the cabinets and everything used to be. We got a sink, but we got like an old school like tub sink, and then the fridge, and then I need to get some other kind of table thing so that when I'm doing dishes I can have something to put on. And then this atelier, which is in the shorts, I'm trying to get that, and then we'll be done, which is kind of crazy but we've been collecting shit for 8 months through free piles, through estate sales, through and I just can't wait to show it all to you guys. And obviously, we still have to paint, and there's more things I want to get. Like obviously, and we're gonna need decorations and things like that. But right now, we just need like the essentials, furniture, and things to hold our things. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be really amazing. And then eventually, I'll do like the mudroom, the laundry area, like that. But for now, it's like just like the main living spaces. Um, and like I'm not going to worry about we're not worrying about the loft right now, which actually Alder was really wise. He brought up the other day. He said, in the wintertime, because he had always said, he's like, man, we should really have our bedroom upstairs because we just sleep in there. And it's big. I mean, for a loft space, it's big, but it's still like that. It's like a log cabin, like the A-frame or whatever. And so we spoke about what we're going to do is that by next winter, we're going to make sure that it is a sleeping space, that if it gets really cold in there, that, the heat rises from the wood stove and that we can sleep in there. And it'll probably be warmer for us to sleep in there at night. So we're thinking about making that the guest quarters. And then like there's a bedroom underneath there and we're going to be under there, but it's small. It's a small bedroom. It doesn't have any closets or anything. It's just like a box. It's so crazy. And like one little weird window. So bizarre. Whoever built this, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then the bathroom. Oh, the bathroom. But we've really decided, like now we've decided to make it really funny. I was talking to my one friend today and she goes, I think that's a great idea. She goes, my one friend has a bathroom like that. She goes, every time I go there, I love going in there because she has fun things to read or fun little signs or comments or books. She's like, I don't think I've ever left her bathroom not laughing. And I said, "Oh, that's cool." And she goes, "Yeah," she goes, "Do that." And so, yeah, so I've been getting all these ideas for things, but I'm excited. I'm excited. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Magical Medium is really growing rapidly, which is awesome. This channel is growing rapidly. And I've been having my like small tastes of like, trolls and like assholes and things like that. But it's been interesting. It's been interesting. It's been so interesting. All the way around, it's been really, really interesting. I've had a lot of life lessons and expansions and little interactions with people on pages, and it's been wild. But I have this feeling that once it gets nicer, I'm not going to be online as much. Right now, I'm on there a lot, but I feel like I'm not going to be on there as much because I have so much to do. Because on top of getting our house together and painting, and I mean, we have so much to do there. So much to do there. But we also have our little VW van, which we want to overhaul too. So well, it's gonna be pretty wild. I'm not sure if we're gonna like put that stuff on the Artistic Revolution page, but I kind of feel like I want to keep the Artistic Revolution exactly what it is. Just like all like art and like spirit and things like that. I don't know if I want to put the makeover things on there. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see. I'll see how they kind of how it all comes together and pans out. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say I'm feeling gratitude and happy and yeah. And nature was good today. I really needed that. I'll post some videos I took today. I took some fun videos, but I'll post those and I hope you guys are well. Thank you for your constant love and support. And if you can't contribute in any way, don't worry about it. Just say some prayers for us that we get that piece of furniture. I really want it. I can't believe it's still available. I'm kind of shocked actually at the price point that it's still available. I think the only reason why it is number one, I do think it's ours, and number two, I think it's because of where we live. At this time anyway, it's like more of like an older, like it's a cool vintage piece of furniture, but I don't think there's a lot of people up here looking for stuff like that. If that makes any sense, where we are anyway, in our little pocket. Or it could just be that spirits got it invisible until we get the funds to get it. So I'm gonna probably be championing for that for a minute. So bear with me. But hey man, we'll take all the support we can get. I mean, this has been a much grander undertaking than we thought. And we are 50 and 51, and as young as I try to feel and be present, yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for a thing. It's really cool. And it's not that wasn't a slight towards my family or anything. It was just you know, people think they know you, but they don't. And I always knew that I was going to be okay. And my dad, rest his soul, my father, I remember one time when I found out that my dad was like giving money to like my step siblings and my brother. I don't think he ever gave money to my sister. She was always pretty, her and her husband always did really well for themselves. But I know my brother went through some rough patches and he worked for my dad. And so I just remember there were a few times where I asked my dad for help and he was like, no. And I was like, why? I'm like, why won't you help me? And he's like, because you don't need my help. He's like, you don't need my help. You just need to, blah, blah, blah. And I'd get so mad. And when I found out how much he was helping everybody, I said, that hurts my feelings that you never help me. And he said, it's because you're the only one I never worry about. And he goes, and you're the only one that doesn't need anyone's help. And I was like, well, sometimes I need and he goes, yeah, he goes, a hand up, sure. He's like, but you never needed a handout. And he's like, and other people need a handout because they just can't do certain things for themselves. And I remember a few times in my life I have asked for help, and I've had a few people help me when I really needed it, of course, but there's definitely been times where my family and my friends, I feel like they knew I really needed it and they wouldn't help me, and I'd be like, I don't get it. And my dad said, because you're like a cat and you always land on your feet. And he goes, and there's something about that that makes people a little jealous and a little uneasy. And I didn't want to believe that or think that, but it's kind of true. So anyway, it is true. Most of the time I do take care of myself. I don't ask for help unless I need it. So, and this time I'm like, it's also for the support where I think before when I was asking for support, I wasn't doing as much as I do now, you know, um, especially on the magical medium, you know. I mean, that's my soul work there. So it's pretty awesome. Oh, by the way, I don't know what's being posted when, but I think by the time this comes out, I just posted a brand new spring forecast picker reading. Highly recommend you check it out. There were 6 different readings from spirit animals and the medicine shield from the medicine cards, the animal spirit medicine cards. It was amazing reading for the spring, like, and even if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's still like the spring forecast. It was called New Beginnings. It meant just like this season. So whether you're in northern or southern hemisphere for spring and fall, it was some really great life lessons and messages from the ancestors and the spirit animals. They came out from the underworld. It was really powerful. I felt them all, and it was quite awesome. So look out for that reading. All right, you guys. Until next time. I hope this finds you well. Thank you so much. Take good care of yourselves and each other. I love you. Blessed be. Oh.